Good stuff. Awesome. Okay. Green? Yeah, green. Good. Cool. Hello,
Oh,
everybody. Welcome to the JH Show. This is a very unique episode we're doing. We are in VR chat. We are in my world that I created. If you can see the big old Gearbolt Gaming logo here.
I
So
broke
we are
my avatar.
chilling. We're chilling in VR chat, and we're doing the podcast episode in VR chat. Whose idea was this?
I was
Uh,
Jeff's.
Jeff's?
hmm
It's awesome. Like the idea was like, oh shit, yeah, we should totally do it. I don't know what Wolf's doing over there, but
I broke
he's
my avatar.
oh, well, that's slightly problematic.
Wait,
He's
did you stop streaming already?
no, we're still live. I think. Yeah, we're still live.
You're scaring him. Don't do that.
It doesn't show you're live for me.
Well, it's only
It takes a
minute
few
in, so
seconds.
it'll take a second to load. Um, may have to refresh Twitch, uh, but yeah. So we should be good. Says we're live and green, so I don't know. Hopefully
Yeah,
it's
it's probably
working.
fine.
Anyway, I actually need while I'm thinking about it, let me ping this. Let me add a desktop panel. I need a Streamlabs, and I need to pin it
Oh, God, get your.
so I can read the chat if we have anything there. So I'm just gonna sit this. I'll sit this. How do I want to do this?
Fuck.
Can I
I
put
knew
this
this was
there?
gonna be a problem. Damn it.
What?
It's fine. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, he says. Okay, I'm gonna set that there. And can't see it because I fucked it up. Alright.
You want a cookie?
I still fucked it up. Good God. I
You
apologize,
got
folks.
this.
I'm trying to fix the chat here. Okay, so we should be good. Cool. Yeah, we're good now. Good shit. Okay, so we got a few things to talk about first. Starting off with Jeff will be here in a minute. He's gonna head home pretty quick, so we're not gonna get into the main topic yet. The main topic, by the way, is UFOs. We're gonna get into a bunch of shit. I love this topic specifically because it's one of the great mysteries of our time. So, um, and I did some research on like Bob Lazar and David Faber. Those are two big names in the UFO alien.
Bob Lazar, I've heard of
Yeah, yeah,
before. Yeah.
yeah.
That is very true.
So we'll get into that later. But to start things
God
off, we're gonna talk
fucking
about.
damn it.
God damn it, Wolf! Would you just pick a decent avatar? Jesus.
Leave me alone.
This fucking guy, I swear to God. Um, anyway, so we're going to start with a couple topics. The first of which is I'm going to tell you guys about my week, which has been an absolute fucking nightmare. Um, the first,
Good.
so Monday
No, I'm joking.
night, I think it was Monday. Yes, it was Monday. So I got back into Tinder and I started, you know, trying to date around, see what's out there. And this girl and I match, and she's like, we chatted for a couple days, got to know each other, and then she's like, hey, do you want to hang out? And I'm like, yeah, sure. She's like, well, I can't drive, so I'm going, you'd have to come get me. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. When do you want to hang out? We set a time and a day, and it was like, because we were talking, a couple days before, so this is Monday night. We planned 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday, and so the time comes, and I messaged her. She said she's gonna jump in the shower and get ready. So I'm like, okay. So I drive down. So she was 30 minutes south of me, and I had to drive down to get her. So I'm driving down, and I figured, how long does a shower take?
More. It shouldn't take more than an
I mean, it's
like half
it's
hour.
relative.
It
Everyone
is
takes different
relative.
showers.
Like I think average is 15 to 30 minutes. Get a good clean. It's different for everybody, but for most of us, 15 to 30 minutes, getting a shower. Um, so I get down there. It's now, oh no, before this, because we set the time to 4 o'clock, right? We were supposed to meet up
Do
at
I just
4.
get in VR, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah, just get
so
in VR.
Okay, I'll see
and
you guys in a second.
yeah, make sure
All
you
right, Jeff.
make sure you muted. Jeff is now in the house. Hell yeah. Um, so and once you're in VR, Jeff, just let me know and we'll invite you.
No, he has to get. God damn it, Jeff! You fuck.
What? What's he doing?
He left the goddamn chat.
Oh,
He thought we were gonna talk in VR chat as well.
okay. Well, we'll let him know in a minute. Um, anyway, so I told her 4 o'clock, but I did. So 4 o'clock comes and I didn't hear anything, and I'm like, well, fuck, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. So I was like, oh, she probably bailed. Like it's happened to me. I can't even tell you how many times she probably bailed. Um, so I'm like, oh, she probably bailed. So I'm waiting. About 6:30 comes, and I get a message saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like I forgot, or no, I just woke up from a nap. I was up way late and everything." So I was like, "Okay, it's fine." I was like, "Do you still want to hang out?" She said, "Yeah." So it's 6:30. She said she was gonna jump in the shower, and I say, quote, "I'm gonna have a quick shower." That's what she said. So I was like, "Okay, 15, 30 minutes." So I'm driving down there, 30 minutes south, and I this is where things start to get weird. So I get down there and it's now like it's 7 o'clock, 7:15. I'm messaging her.
Mhm.
I'm not getting anything. No responses. 8 o'clock comes around. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Who takes a hour and a half shower? Like, this is kind of getting,
No, she just definitely.
yeah,
Nobody's water would stay hot that long.
yeah. I'm
don't
like, what
don't
the
look at
fuck's
me.
going on? So I know, 'cause you fucking sit and cry in the shower and beat off. I don't want to get into that, but so
He's
I'm
right though.
pulling up my my friend list every now and then to see when Jeff's online. So we're I'm like, okay, it's 8 o'clock. I don't want to spend a lot more time here than I have to. So I messaged her again, and she's like, okay, you can come over. Here's my address. So I'm like, all right. So I drive over there. And this girl, I knock on her door. She's in this apartment, like a downstairs apartment. I knock on the door. She opens it like hesitantly, like looking around the corner, and I'm like, "You good?" She's like, "Oh, it's you." Opens it. She's butt ass nude. She's completely naked.
What?
Yeah. She's
What the fuck?
she's completely naked, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what the fuck is going on, dude?" She's
I
like,
would have
"Yeah."
sent the pic and been like, "Let's go."
I was like, "Oh God." And then the okay, so her room looked like something straight out of Hoarders. It was nasty.
Oh
It was
my
bad.
god.
There were clothes
Ew.
all over the floor. I'll send a picture to the chat in a minute, but there were
Ew.
clothes everywhere. You couldn't
Wait, you
see the
took a
floor.
picture?
Yeah, I had to, dude. I was okay.
How
It
did you
was
manage to take a picture,
Yo, I was
dude?
just sitting like I was on my phone scrolling, and I'm like, boop.
Wait, while she was doing something butt
Yeah, she
ass
was.
naked, you were on
Yeah,
your
yeah.
phone?
She was. Well, I didn't take her while she was naked, but she was scrummaging for
Damn.
clothes, dude. She was looking for clothes, like on the floor, and I'm like, oh my God.
I would have been running out of there. I'd be like, oh shit,
I
I gotta
thought
go shit, I'm out.
I thought my room was bad, and then I'm like, okay, I'll bypass this. She's coming to my place, which is a lot cleaner, and I still don't see Jeff online, so he may just be setting his shit up.
He might be having issues like I was.
So I see this room and I'm like, oh my God. And not just right off the bat, the girl's butt ass nude. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, what did I get myself into? She starts going through the floor to find clothes, and then she gets dressed, and then okay, this takes maybe 45 minutes to get this ordeal
Fuck
done
that.
at her place. So
Fuck that.
she gets clothes, and then she starts packing a backpack, a fucking like big camping backpack.
Wait,
Sent-
for what?
that's what I was asking her, dude. I don't know. So she
She was
packs
getting
this.
ready to move in.
Yeah,
she-
dude.
Okay, now she's packing enough clothes for a full week. She packs everything, but like, she packs soap. She packs a bunch of shit, but no toothbrush. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So I'm like, I laughed. I was like, what, are you planning on staying the week? Like, what's going on? She's like, oh no, I just like to be prepared for anything. And I'm like, okay, like what the fuck?
You-
So
what?
anyway, we I'm just like, okay, she's very I notice things about people by the way they act and stuff. I've been around enough to know just how people are. And she's very all over the place. She's very ADHD, but she's also OCD. She has to have everything she needs, and if she sees so she saw a pair of earrings, right? Or one earring. She didn't find the other pair, but she's like, "I got to have this other earring. Where's the other one?" And she's looking through all this junk to try and find it, and I'm like, "Oh my God." I told her we could probably go without it. She's like, "No, I got to have it." I'm like, "Oh my God." It's such an ordeal at this point. So I convince her. I'm like, let's just go. It's already late. It's like 8:48 at this point, and
Fuck
we
that.
we get out of there, and then we have a 30-minute ride home. Um, so uh, to my place. So we get to my place. This is the other thing. She said she was a gamer on her profile, and she told me while we were chatting, yeah, I play a lot of games. She named off a couple, and I'm like, oh, okay. When I got there, I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this tiny desk with a piece of shit laptop? And it wasn't even like it was outdated by 5 years at least. It was so
Jesus
old. I was like,
Christ.
"Oh, you're a gamer. You don't even have a PlayStation. You're running this." I was like, "What the
I
fuck?"
mean, some people can't afford other
I
things.
guess, but when she said she plays games, I'm looking at the
Ask her what
PC.
game she played on that
Yeah,
old ass laptop.
yeah. She's saying she's running Counter Strike, uh, like a bunch of these. What was the other one? She said Counter Strike, Overwatch, League of Legends. I'm like, okay, maybe settings turned down, you could play Counter Strike, but Overwatch and League, no way, because they use up too much graphic and your computer's just not gonna work. So
There
I
he
told
is.
her, hey, there's Jeff. He's loading in right now. Okay, so I told her, look, let's just get out of here because it is already like almost 9 o'clock, and we already had like a 30-minute ride home. So uh, hey, there's our boy. There's Jeff. Let me adjust
Mute
the
yourself.
You
camera.
have to
Mute
mute in
yourself
game.
in
Also,
game.
mute yourself in game. Yeah, there
Okay.
you go.
Good
And
boy.
I may have to turn you up. You sound quiet. Maybe it's just me.
He's fine for me.
I don't
Is
know.
this good? No, wait, it's still,
You're
You're
still
still-
muted. Or mute yourself. Give us a second. Technical issues, folks. It's always the fun part. Wait, who's who here?
Was someone hawking a loogie?
Mute myself. I was turning the volume.
You open your quick menu and
Open
then the
your
mic's
quick
on the
menu.
bottom left.
And there's a mic on the bottom left,
Do you not
Myself?
ever mute your mic?
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, there you
Jeff.
go.
Hog.
Well, you're cutting out for me.
What about now?
That's
Can you hear
better.
me?
You're
yeah,
fine
yeah,
now.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I was moving my mic. It likes to not work.
All right,
Look at him.
you're good. So anyway, so I'm telling this story, Jeff, about this Tinder date, the worst Tinder date I've ever been on. Anyway, so um, I told her, look, we're gonna go back to my place, and so we got in the car and we drove to my place, and I opened my door, and if you guys have ever seen my setup or my room, it is like my setup is I put 15 grand into it. It is awesome, and I was like, this is a gaming setup. I was like, this is a gaming setup. She's like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, yeah. So anyway,
Apparently, you have like 9 monitors or something.
I have four, which is excessive. Most people just run two, but uh, yeah, I have four. So
I've never seen you set up before.
it's pretty wild. I'll send you a pic later. So we sit on the bed. We start watching Netflix. We start watching a comedy, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm hungry. Let's go get Panda Express." I was like, "Okay, sure." So we went and got Panda. Well, she got Panda, and then we come back, and this is where shit gets worse. Cause I already told you about her being naked, her room looking like something out of Hoarders, and then her
Yeah.
taking forever. So this is it's so bad, dude. It's so bad, man.
Oh my god.
It was so bad. Anyway, so okay. So we get
I don't understand. If y'all were hooking up, why didn't y'all just fuck when she's butt ass naked when you got there? Like, why
That's
did
what
y'all
I'm
drive
saying.
30 minutes to the other
she
place
wa-
and then
she-
not fuck?
This is what I
Like,
yeah,
how
I
do you?
was, yeah, no. So
so
she's like, we
confused.
can't hang here because her mom was right next door, and she's very religious and very anti
Fuck.
Antisocial.
fun. Yeah.
Anti
So
fucking.
I
You put yourself in.
Did you just fucking mute yourself, Jeff? Please.
I muted myself. I'm sorry.
there you
I'm
go. Yeah, he's good.
Why are we not talking NPR?
You
Why
were
does that not
struggling
work?
tonight, bud.
Because apparently the audio is way better in Discord. I don't
It
know.
is.
Ask
It
you
is.
all.
It's cleaner in
It is.
Discord.
Can we just try it and see the difference, or you just
It's
still
gonna
want to
be
just stay in Discord?
bad. It's gonna be
Okay,
bad
you already
because it's
started.
since it's so
All right.
the way audio works in VR chat is it's distance, like it's panoramic and it's spatial, so as if it's real life. So if I got closer to
Yeah.
you, I get louder. If I'm farther away, anyway. For podcast listeners, and I'll make this
True,
announcement in
yeah.
a minute. So, anyway, towards the end of the story, okay. This is where the night ends. Basically, we're watching this movie. She's scrolling through her phone like rapidly, like not even reading shit. She's just scrolling. I'm like, "Are you good?" And then she starts crying. She just hysterically starts crying.
What the
And she's like,
fuck?
"My life is so hard and I can't." I'm like, "What the fuck did I get myself into? Oh my god." And she's just crying and just we're watching this comedy and I have two other roommates. So I turn the volume of the TV up. I turn the volume of the TV up because I don't want them hearing this. And she's just crying and I'm like, "Okay, at this point it's midnight." And I'm like, "All right. You're obviously upset. I'll take you home." She's like, "Yeah, I need to go home. I'm having an anxiety attack." I'm like, "Oh my god." All right. So I drive her home, which is like I said, it's a 30-minute drive to her place and then 30 back. So it is 1 a.m. by the time I get home. And I got home, I sat on my bed,
Contemplating
I
life.
contemplated my life, I beat off and went to bed. And that was that. That was the whole night. It was fucking
What the
terrible,
fuck,
dude.
dude?
So
What did her profile say that made you swipe right, dude?
I suicide swipe because there's 75% of the profiles on Tinder are fake. They proved it. 75% of them are fake. It's
Yeah, that's
stupid.
true.
So anyway, so that was my Tinder date. But boys, now that we are all here, the moment we've all been waiting for, I have a big announcement. Today I asked you guys for a profile picture and a little bio about yourselves. And I am going to post something in the chat here in give me a second. In our group chat here. I made something for us. So I want you guys to have a look.
I didn't even
Ladies
put
and gentlemen,
anything.
I give you our
Don't die
website.
now.
We, the
Okay.
JH Show, now have a website. So,
Oh my god.
yep, you are all on there. We've got our hosts. We've got podcast
Kind of.
episodes. We've got, yeah. So,
Look at this.
God, dude. Oh my god.
This is oh my.
So, I was like, let's do it. We
Hey, at least
now
I'm
have a
here.
website. So,
What a bio. It's gonna confuse so many people.
and if you want to change that, we can. I do like it, but and Wolf, if you want to change yours as well, we can do that. But we now
Yeah,
have a
we need
website.
to. You got me when I was just like,
Yeah. I just grabbed whatever picture I could find, but we now have a website. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will be linking that in everything now on. So, we now have a website. We'll be posting updates on podcast episodes and all that shit. Super excited to announce this.
This
And
is
to
awesome.
you guys. So, I'm glad that because us four, we've been doing this podcast 4 months now, probably close to that.
Yeah.
And we are the dedicated four, and like we're the four that have been here the most. We're the most dedicated, and since you guys are my hosts, I thought, you know what, we're here. Let's do it. We've got this, and I built the website, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So,
Wow.
there's
I mean, well done. Well done, honestly. It looks nice. It's
That on my
nice.
part, you got me to just. Yeah, I'm Schmexy. Got
yeah,
your
fucking
tattoo.
keyboard
Look.
perfect. So,
No, but that's
um,
awesome, dude.
yeah, pretty cool. So I thank you guys for being a part of this. This has been awesome. We've been doing good things, so I'm excited about that. All right. I want to see if I'm live on Twitch because for some reason it's let me I don't know how to do
Yeah,
this.
you're live. I'm watching
Okay.
your stream.
Okay. Good. I was worried that we weren't getting audio, but okay. Um all right. So now that that's out of the way, now that you guys have the news, which is exciting. Um We are going to start talking about Jeff's topic. Are you ready, Jeff? Huh?
Jeff?
Oh, he's dying.
Yeah, I'm good.
He's
I was
like,
checking out.
he turned into Alex Jones.
Just-
Let me tell you. Let me tell you right now. I'm going to tell you about this. And it's going to blow your fucking mind. I sound like Rick from Rick and Morty. Jesus.
Oh,
Where's my vape? That is an important piece of equipment. What the fuck? Anyway, so Jeff, where would you like to start on the topic of UFOs? You are the topic owner, so you can start us off because I've got a bunch of shit. So,
Well, I'll be honest. I've been going through a shit storm of shit lately, so I ain't had time to look up anything, but I do know a great deal about UFOs and aliens.
all right, I look forward
Let's
to
hear
it.
it.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So, like, one of my first questions is this is something that gets brought up a lot. Is like, you go to like these really other countries that are like really old and shit. And like where it's just like there's nothing there, and there's like these giant stones. Like the stone heads, right? The big stone heads on Easter Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, like if you go there and you look at pictures of those, there's no big rocks for miles away. And one of the big questions is how did they move those stones into those positions? Because obviously
is-
they could carve them out like no problem, right? But how were they moved?
That is actually a very good
I
question.
get that.
And there's no trees or anything
yeah,
to
there's
like
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah. That's a good start, and I like where you're going with this because it's kind of weird, and it ties back into the Egyptians. Well, I shouldn't say the Egyptians because we actually have evidence that they used a pulley system for a lot of that and horses, but where those Easter Island, those heads are and everything, there's nothing out there. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy shit. There's evidence of all kinds of weird phenomenons. Monoliths being another one.
Yes.
Those
And
are
pyramids too.
yeah, pyramids. So here's the thing they don't tell you in school, ladies and gentlemen. The Egyptians had knowledge of electrical power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They proved it in
They
ancient
made
aliens.
yeah. They don't teach that to you in school. So they have proven they were using batteries. Like they made these pots. You can look it up. They made these pots with like wiring of their own making, and they made batteries. It's fucking crazy. Like they had knowledge of electrical power years
Here
ago.
we go.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. You guys see this shit? You seeing this shit? What the fuck?
Why are we
Jaden,
not all in this
do
avatar?
you see this shit?
Oh
Yes,
no.
I see this man.
I should have just stayed in my Spartan outfit. It would have been perfect.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna
yeah,
bring
it was,
up. I'm gonna bring up a couple people that if you're big into aliens and all that shit, you're gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. The first one is Bob Lazar, and the second one is David
Yeah.
Faber. So, let's talk about
Sounds
Bob Lazar first. For those of you that don't know who Bob Lazar is, he was on Joe Rogan's podcast. He worked at Area 51, and he is the biggest whistleblower of Area 51, lost his job because of it, and they have tried to keep a bunch of shit secret, but he whistleblowed, like he uncovered a bunch of shit that they didn't want out. He worked at Area 51 in a section of Area 51 called S4, which was like off, it was like the west side of Area 51. So, and all of this is on Joe Rogan's podcast. If you want to go listen to him and Bob Lazar talk, it's amazing. This is a great podcast. What they talk about in there is there is a element 115 that they were trying they created it there, and they were trying, while he was working there, they were trying to manipulate this element in order to basically bend gravity.
Yeah. What was
So
it called?
This Call of Duty Zombies all over again?
it's wild shit.
We need a whole movie about it. There's a whole
Yeah,
movie
there's a
about
whole movie on it. It's mind blowing when he talks about it on the podcast. It's much better explained on the podcast how this element works. And if you were to stick your hand, basically imagine like a cylinder like this with one disc here and one disc here, but there's something in the middle, and you can't really describe it well because it's like an invisible force basically, but there's so much pressure there, it's able to bend gravity and move things in the way that physics don't work like that, according to our knowledge. But what they were working on was able to bend physics. So things that would normally fall were not falling, they were just suspended in midair. They were able to make it proportion into fuck, I can't speak English. A propulsion system. Basically, they implemented this technology into a craft just like a UFO. When you think of UFOs, you think of that circular disc looking motherfucker. They built a craft just like that. This is, I believe, in the 80s or the 90s, somewhere in this era. I'd have to listen to the podcast again. They built this thing, and it was, just like you would think a UFO would look. But they put this propulsion system. Hey, I said it that time. They put this propulsion system in this thing, and it is able to hover. And the other, you know what's crazy? This element is infinite. It doesn't, it's not like a normal fuel where it burns up. It's infinite. It's a constant power source of just energy. It's fucking crazy. So, and all of this is talked about on the podcast episode with Joe Rogan. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's talking about it, how it's an infinite propulsion system and all of this. And he says, like, so they do test runs every Wednesday, or the first Wednesday of every month or something like that. So he he's like, all right, so one of these days I want to go and check this out. So they go out. The other thing is the base was so secret, like they wouldn't let them leave the lab they were working in. They didn't see very much of anything else but their lab, and that was it. Which is, it's crazy how he explains how tight on security they are. It is wild. And he's like, and it's crazy from someone who works there, the standpoint of the security. So he was saying, like, they one day get permission to go watch a test flight of this UFO, or this, the spaceship, basically.
Yeah.
And they take it out, they roll it out to the big old flat area, and he said this thing hovered for about 15 minutes and just didn't move. There was no sound. That's what's crazy. There was no sound coming from it at all. Nothing. It just lifted. No sound. Just
That's wild to imagine.
hovering. He's like, and to see that, he's
Mhm.
like, the things I saw as a physicist or whatever he was, he's like, it blew my mind to think that this was an actual thing on our Earth. And then to see it put in effect onto a spaceship, literally just floating there for 15 minutes. They just sat. No sound, just sitting. Didn't bob or anything, just perfectly locked in place. It's
That's
wild.
fucking wild.
So he said they wouldn't show him the nighttime flights because he worked during the day, very short hours. They were in and out. He said, so one night I decided to break into Area 51. Well, not break into, just go up on the hill and just spy down with these cameras. So they recorded a bunch of shit, and it's all in the documentary he recorded and filmed. They record a bunch of shit, and on the third night they get caught. But the footage they show, I haven't watched the documentary. According to him, the footage is they take that thing he was working on and fly it around, and it moves in ways that gravity just doesn't. No one understands it yet, so it's kind of weird. Are you there, Jeff?
No, man's knocked out mid podcast.
Jeff.
He's full on done. We're not even half an hour in, Jeff. God damn it.
I know, right? This is his topic. Anyway,
Poor Jeff.
Poor Jeff.
It's okay. My topic's gonna be better. What?
Oh, sure.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I think that's pretty controversial.
I didn't say that. That was Jaden.
What?
His
I don't
topic's
know
good.
such thing.
He's talking about QAnon. So
Nope, I'm talking about the Manhattan Project.
I thought you were talking
That
about
was
QAnon.
Jade. Jade was gonna do QAnon.
Oh, okay. Well, she's probably gonna do QAnon. So let's continue this because I did my research. When we're talking about this shit, I want to do my research, and that goes for all of you. If you're I would like you to study a little bit so you know you can throw in your points and shit. So
all
oh
about
no, he's
memory.
back. Jeff, are you alive? Jeff,
Come on,
God,
you
He left
thing-
idiot.
the Discord.
this thing is disgusting. What the fuck? What
It's
is this?
hideous.
That's hideous.
Hi, Jeff.
Jeff.
Are you
He's-
back
he's-
from the dead?
He's trying to get back to us.
Come back to us, Jeff. Did they abduct him?
He's
They
been
abducted.
abducted.
They abducted Jeff.
Oh, he's switching avatars.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
fuck.
Oh,
Okay. Here we go.
oh
that
my
was
god.
disturbing.
That is fucking terrifying. All right. Anyway,
Christ.
I want him to join the Discord again so we can. Oh, he's in here.
I think he is in Discord, yeah.
Yeah, he's
here.
in Discord.
Are you there, Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah. What the fuck just happened, dude? Did you get abducted and butt
Are you
fucked?
okay, man? Did they
Yeah.
probe your butt?
No, I'm not okay.
Oh shit. Okay. Anyway, so talking about Bob Lazar and this wild shit at F4 in Area 51. So they sneak in there and they record this for 3 nights straight of them because like he said he only saw the spacecraft just hover locked in place for
Yeah.
15 minutes. They fly this thing around and it defies gravity. It does shit that like our most advanced fighters can't do. And they recorded it and it's creepy. So
You good? Something the matter? Okay.
this is the struggles we have every week.
Boy,
so
gets you views. You better be happy.
no. So that it's pretty wild. That's Bob Lazar. You can listen to the podcast, watch it on YouTube. Joe Rogan and Bob Lazar. It's wild the shit he talks about. So pretty crazy shit. There's a whole documentary on it, and it's mind blowing shit. So that technology exists. We know about element 115. It is literally an element that defies gravity as we know it. So that was Bob Lazar. But then we talk about David Faver. Now, David Faver was a pilot for the Navy in 2000. I mean, he served for 24 years in the Navy. He said 18 years in, he was working in 2004. They were doing just standard test flights out in the ocean. And they get a ping on the radar of this object that's pretty big and moving at very high speeds. So they're like, what the fuck? or no, it wasn't moving. It just showed up on the radar. So they're like, "What the fuck? Let's go check this out." So him and a buddy fly their planes to this object, and it's literally just kind of doing a bob and weave type thing in the same spot, and it's down on the ocean, like down by the ocean base, um, and it's just sitting there weaving, and they were like, "What the heck?" So they start circling this. And David goes, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna dive down and have a look." So he does like a swing maneuver, because when you decline in altitude, you can't just. Well, I mean, obviously you could, but the plane he was in, he had to do a kind of a circle down to decline in altitude. So he's
Yeah.
declining in altitude, and he said this is the creepiest thing he's ever seen. So it looks like a giant tic tac. He's describing it. It's a
I've
giant
heard this story.
tic
Yeah.
tac. So, as he is starting his descent, this thing starts copying its movement. It's mirrored. It starts copying his movement. So as he's descending, this thing starts ascending towards him. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And right before it gets to him, he's maybe, 20 feet from it, it disappears. Just boom. He's like, "Where did that?" And then before he could say it, the guy that was up top, that was watching from up top, his buddy, said, "It just disappeared. What just happened?" And they have it on footage of this pill just flying across the top of the ocean at 600 miles an hour, just flying. And it's like, what the fuck?
That man's in creative mode.
Yeah, and it's wild shit. So, and they release statements. This is all out now, that these crafts, they don't know what they are. Some of them could be drones, but to move that fucking quick is crazy. Like, and then they just disappear. They don't know where they go. They just disappear off the radar. It's wild. I don't know what Jeff. I don't know what he thinks about that. What is your side on some of that shit?
UFO thing.
Huh?
The UFO, yeah. Wait. God fucking damn it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Okay, yeah,
We could
the
hear you
UFO,
before.
the Tic Tac thing.
Yeah. I was explaining. What do you think about that? This is a thing that's moving from like 0 to 600 miles an hour in like
Oh, yeah.
2 seconds.
Yeah, that's for sure. Nothing we did. Like, that's for sure some something from somewhere else.
It's fucking wild. And I like the fact that I picked this world because of the stars
Yeah.
and shit, so it's kind of like it's kind of mind-blowing when you think about how small we are compared to the rest of the galaxy. We get so caught up in a bunch of shit here that it's like we are small. There are planets that are probably full of life. I mean, they're mirrors of Earth, basically. We found them. We know they're there. And they have atmospheres. They're basically like a copy of us, but some of them are bigger. It's crazy to think how insignificant we are. We're not the only ones out here. I can guarantee you that. We are not the only ones in this shit. Like, look at this.
Yeah,
Like,
for
this
sure.
is-
Look, here's the thing. There's so many galaxies out there that we
Yeah.
can't even go to explore. So no one can confirm that there isn't any other life forms out there.
exactly.
So yeah, like my theory is that there is so many life forms out there that we have no clue of what they are, what they look like, their languages, anything. They probably have so many advanced technologies that we are not even close to getting.
What
Like
was
they
it?
they could probably do split space. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Anyhow, they can
hyper speed? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
like they can probably
Light
go
speed,
to
yeah.
different galaxies and explore and do whatever they want. But for us right now, we can't. We can only go to the moon or Mars with just one spacecraft, and that takes like what, months, years, maybe.
Yeah. So, what is it? They said that a trip to Mars would take 6 months to get there. Like, I think. I could be wrong. But that's a long time up there.
That's a whole year going from basically a whole year going from
There and
Mars
back,
and then
yeah.
back.
I think it's 6 months. I can't remember. I'll have to look into it. But um, this is a wild shit. And technology is at a rapid expansion at this point. There's no stopping it. And it's
See, that's
weird.
where I would come into the equation there because that's my argument every time. It's like, okay, human beings have been around for how many thousands of years, and only like 100 years ago, like look where we were and look where we
Right.
are now,
Oh
and we've
yeah,
been alive
Yeah.
for
dude.
thousands of years. So what prompted that sudden like surge of
Explosion.
technological advancements?
100 years ago, we had rotary phones. Like we had a lot of old shit. I mean, it's weird to think about. 100 years ago,
And now
1921.
we have Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Someone explain how the
So,
fuck Bluetooth
okay,
works.
Bluetooth's actually pretty simple. It was invented by a Frenchman, and uh, it's basically you know how a radio works, like a little walkie-talkie. It's like that, but basically it's set to a frequency. Or how do I word it? You know how it's like a TV remote, but it's a constant feed. That's basically how it works. It's a what is it?
It's like
Infrared.
linking.
It's like infrared.
That too.
It's infrared information, but it's constantly feeding back and forth.
That's crazy that we developed that out of
Yeah.
the materials in the earth. We started out with like,
Yeah.
minerals and things in the earth, and now we have virtual reality.
Yes, look at this
Exactly.
shit. This is fucking wild.
It's fucking
Literally-
crazy, dude.
Literally, here's
Oh,
another
shit.
thing. They are probably in the making. You know the anime Sword Art Online,
Yeah,
Mhm.
full dive headgear. Yeah, they're
Yep.
in the making of doing that, where we can actually transfer our minds into the actual game, and we can actually
That's what
move
I'm
our
waiting
legs.
for.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna
probably
be
gonna cost
creepy.
like 12K, but
It's gonna
I'll
be
spend 12K.
it's gonna
Mhm.
be creepy because we haven't fully expanded our conscience, right?
Exactly.
VR is one thing, but to throw your conscience, I don't know if you've ever watched Black Mirror, but the first
I
episode,
have every
the
episode.
first episode, the very
Play
first
test.
playtest, the very first episode goes right into what you're talking about, throwing your conscience into a game, being able to feel everything,
Consciousness.
your consciousness. Yeah. What if you get shot in the face and there's no respawn? It just flatlined in real life.
Then at
Like,
least I died in a video game and I didn't die in real life.
Exactly.
So I would be okay with that.
I'd be happy with dying like
it's
that.
it's so creepy. It's so
I-
creepy.
I'd rather
Like,
die in a video game in virtual reality than die by drowning in real life or something.
Listen,
Yeah, or
listen,
something
Drowning is my
stupid.
biggest fear.
Okay. Now, if they were able to create that technology combined with something like Ready Player One, okay? Ready Player One was
Oh.
basically like VR chat, but a little more advanced,
More
right?
advanced.
And I love that. It's fucking awesome because as somebody who plays VR and has done for a long time, it's crazy to think that that technology, we're talking about full what do you call it? What are they called? The suit?
Haptic.
Haptic.
Haptic
Yeah.
suits.
Haptic feedback.
Yeah.
Haptic suits. That shit is crazy. They're working on it right now. It's very, very. The first model, I don't know if you guys have seen the model. It's bulky as fuck, and it's
Oh yeah.
it's nasty. Like there's wires everywhere. But it's getting to the point now where if you watch Ready Player One, that suit, you can rub someone's chest and they feel it, and that's like what the fuck.
Here's another crazy thing. Like for me, like I joined the VR franchise the beginning of the year of January.
Yeah.
And since I've been a like console gamer ever since I was like 2 years old, getting into VR is a whole like different experience, a whole different
It's
place
wild.
out. Like Pavlov VR, for instance, it's a first-person shooter. You actually being able to reload a virtual gun and actually like
yeah.
shoot it's awesome. Like it's just mind-boggling how good technology has come ever since back to fucking caveman.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Yeah,
what the
no,
fuck?
it's crazy. And I don't know, it just our minds aren't ready to process this like massive expansion of shit. But with the way technology is going, it's crazy to think that maybe within I don't know, the next 50 years, easily. I think easily in the
Yeah.
next 50 years we're gonna have that Ready Player One experience, but
I think
Yeah.
we will.
easily, it's
If we're not all dead to COVID, of course.
yeah,
Oh, well,
and
we're
we
not going to die from COVID, but we could possibly die from an asteroid or a star exploding or some
oh,
shit.
that's what I told my friend the other day. I was like, we were just driving. I spout off the most random shit. I was like, you know what? We are so caught up with this COVID bullshit, but if the sun burps, we're done. Literally, if the sun has
Literally.
a solar flare, the whole Earth can be fucking. It's like a whiplash to the Earth. Power can go
Same with
out.
that
It'll be
geyser,
fried.
like
Yeah.
in
Uh,
whatever that park,
Old
the
It's not
national
Faithful
park.
in Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not just Earth. It's literally every planet being surrounded right now by the sun whatever the sun is touching, all those planets are just going to be vaporized, like just gone.
Yeah. So I mean, the sun probably won't explode anytime soon. I mean,
No,
It's
no
gonna
way.
stars,
burn out
It's gonna
in
it'll
burn
like
out.
burn out.
8.3 billion years or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
But
The
but
heat
right
death
now
of the
we're
universe and
okay.
literally everything will be dead.
See, I'm
in our
happy.
in
I
our
I
system,
live.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
alive
in the Milky
now
Way.
for that
Right.
reason. That's the only reason why I'm happy now. Because if I was alive in 3.8 billion years in the future, and I had to see that,
Listen, I don't think humanity's gonna live that long.
No, there's no way.
oh yeah,
Fucking
no, no
global
way.
warming will kill us way before then.
Yeah, our ozone will disappear and we'll run out of oxygen. Yeah.
And viewers, I want you to know, Jaden is David Blaine. He is floating.
Yeah.
What does he usually just fucking intensely stare at the camera?
Just
You're all just staring at it. Oh shit. But yeah, it's pretty crazy to think about just the rapid expansion of technology in my lifetime alone. Because I've been alive 23 years, but in my 23 years, I've seen a ton of shit. We had
exactly.
When I grew up, we had these monster fat fucking dinosaur TVs. They were huge, big old
Oh,
fat
but
back
no,
end. You remember
I
the
call
big
those
fat?
the
Yeah,
box
the
TVs.
box TVs. They had the big fat back end on it, and when you turned it off, it had static on the front. Did you ever go over and touch one of those?
Yeah.
You'd
Yes.
zap yourself, dude. Um, then those were the old ones. I think I still have the original TV that we used to have. I think it's in the shed somewhere at my parents'
My
house.
grandfather still has those box TVs. He
Yeah,
still hasn't upgraded. We
yeah.
literally bought him a 75 flat screen TV.
I think it's
And
cool because it's like reserved. Like seeing technology like that is kind of like a time capsule in a way.
yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
crazy. So
Especially like a black like if you saw I still have my BlackBerry.
yeah,
Like it's crazy cuz you go onto that phone and then you use your iPhone, Android, whatever.
yeah.
You
So
see the comparison and how different it is.
like I grew up with that TV. The computers were the same way, big old fat dinosaur monitor, and the towers were massive. It was disgusting. Running Windows 98 and then Windows XP and then
Oh,
um
please don't remind me that.
oh,
I used to play
dude.
World of Warcraft on that.
So
I used to play RuneScape on that.
yes.
I never
Um,
played RuneScape.
so I mean, we go from that technology to 2007. 2007 was where it changed.
Yeah.
Apple. Apple releases the iPhone. The first thing that you can just physically like touch and manipulate and have apps and blows everybody's fucking minds because before that we had flip phones and I had a flip phone, a fucking
Same here.
we had to text and use buttons and shit, and now it's all fucking digital, and it's mind blowing that technology 2007 to where we are now, completely different phone. It's crazy to think about.
I think it's
And
wild just how like big the impact that the internet and smartphones has had on the entire globe. It's changed the world.
I think it's changed
If
human
eternally.
DNA because like the way kids are raised now I don't know, because when I grew up, yeah, we watched movies and shit, but we were always outside playing. We didn't have,
yeah.
we had video game consoles, but I was outside playing. I was outside doing shit.
Yeah,
whether that's
exactly.
skating in a
Climate.
park or, you know,
Yeah.
I think, and I hate to say this, our generation may be one of the last generations to have that experience because of
Yeah.
technology. So that's
Exactly.
kind of downside to it. Every generation has or not every generation, uh, like the generations to come, there's going to be the select few that go out and skate and do outside shit. But overall, the majority, I think, are going to be inside on their phones and shit, especially with pandemic.
Yeah.
The pandemic and COVID and all this shit, everyone wants to stay inside and not go out or
I
not
mean,
work.
look at us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never leave my apartment.
Yeah. And
Neither
it's,
do I.
yeah.
So
I mean, I gotta go shopping every now and then, but
yeah, but other than that,
it's
fuck
gonna get to
people.
it's gonna get to the point. Okay, this is mind fucking because it's science fiction at the moment. But if we were able to create a teleporter, like an actual portal, good night, good fucking night. We will be able to go anywhere. Like VR chat, you drop a portal somewhere and you just go. If that
I love
technology
that.
Exactly.
ever it comes in our lifetime, that would fucking blow my mind.
I
We were
don't think
able
it
to,
ever will because of capitalism and the fact that we would lose
yeah,
money on people buying cars and gasoline, and so many people would lose their jobs and stop making
And
money.
and you also need to realize the human mind is still developing even after
yeah,
all of these years. People
it's
are still
fucking
thinking of
crazy.
shit, and it's just the mind is still growing even after all these years. That's all I
Yeah.
gotta say.
So if that technology was ever to be a thing, and we were able to implement it, or somehow have a society that works with it, it's mind fucking to think, you know what? Here's a pizza instantly. We'll just portal it to you. You don't even have to leave your house.
Honestly,
Like,
I'd be happy for that.
you could order something online and have it delivered instantly. Just open a portal, Amazon throws it in your room. Yeah.
Well,
You
it's
know how
kind of the
crazy
same
that
thing
would be?
like Tesla cars. You don't even need some people prefer to still drive manually, but
Yeah.
Tesla literally you can have a self-driving fucking car.
Yeah. I mean,
And that's
and
just
it's not quite safe yet. They're still trying to fine tune it, but yeah, it's pretty
yeah,
fucking crazy. So,
it's just I I don't know. It's just so crazy.
yeah, we are in a weird time period in life. Um,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, look at Jeff.
look at Jeff. Look at this motherfucker. Look at him.
He's shaking his head back and forth.
Love that man.
Love this guy. I love you guys. Like this is great. You know?
Honestly, I love you guys too.
Um
Like, come on now.
it's awesome to have this group where I can just sit down and bullshit about random. We went from UFOs to technology. We started out talking about a terrible Tinder date, then
Naked
UFOs,
girls
naked
who
girls.
are
You know,
hoarders
this
and
podcast's all over
cry.
the place.
Whatever
Dude,
we talk about is just always you just know it's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
it's gonna be
can we
fun.
do these in VR more often? Like these are way more fun way more entertaining in my opinion.
Yeah, we can.
Like, yeah,
Um,
I could just do this and just be like,
this fucking guy. Swear to God. Anyway,
Just said I need to stretch my legs, dude.
I
so
mean, I'm 6'2", I have to.
okay, so I'm trying to decide what topic are we going to do next week.
I don't
Well,
know.
like I said, I can talk about the sea. Like, I have a really good story for that.
The
Okay.
sea? I
Conspiracy
thought we were doing
oceans.
theories.
conspiracies.
Our body of oceans, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Conspiracies
Oh,
about the
conspiracies
sea.
about the ocean.
like that.
Okay, yeah, like mermaids and shit. I hear you. I hear you.
Well, something like that. But yeah,
Atlantis, dude.
Atlantis,
Atlantis.
yeah.
Atlantis.
The megalodon,
Nessie. I mean,
Loch Ness,
yeah, Loch
yeah.
Ness. Okay.
See, here's the thing. I've heard about so much about the ocean already. I don't even need to do my research because I just have it all up in here, and I've been wanting to talk to people about this for so long, and now I'm excited to talk about
Hell
it.
yeah. All right. We'll talk about the oceans next week. I'm excited. I'm gonna
Hell
do some research.
yeah.
I'm gonna get into like I'll probably cover like Nessie and a little bit of Atlantis and shit right about that. Oh no,
Yeah.
yo, Bermuda Triangle, dude. Holy fuck.
Big one.
Oh.
No, I'm out.
I forgot about that, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's oh dude,
Oh
that's
crap.
fucking crazy. Why did I
That might
think
even
about
be
that?
aliens, dude, for all
Oh
we
my
know.
god, that's
Fuck.
fucking wild. I actually think it's Satan, but that's just me.
So I didn't respawn instantly as I thought I was
I gotta
going
go.
to.
Sorry.
Yo, my buddy actually just got that mark on your back tattooed on his forehead.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's bad.
Jesus.
Now he's
I mean, it
stuck with
looks
that for
sick to me.
life.
It looks like Gara's.
Hey,
Oh,
Waifu Squad
oh,
represent.
Gara's
What's
peace
going on,
sign.
Jeff?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about now.
So,
Wait, what
yeah,
happened to Jeff? Is
I
his
don't know.
podcast over?
He murmured something and then just disappeared. So,
He said he'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
okay. All right. So we've got like mid 15 minutes left, and talking about aliens right now. I'm trying to think of anything else. Obviously, there's definitely life out there, and like you
Of
said,
course.
there could be other planets that we don't even know of that have more advanced technology than we do and can just teleport here. You know, who knows? They
Yeah.
just, you know, it's like David Favor was saying that thing just disappeared, and he wasn't the only one to see it. The pilot that was with him saw it, and they have a bunch of this shit on video, and they don't know what it is. It's fucking crazy.
You need to send me a link of that
Yeah,
because now
yeah.
I'm interested to
It's
see that.
wild shit. They released the footage, and it's this Tic Tac just flying across the surface of the ocean super fucking quick. It's insane. Like it's just pew, gone. The
And
camera can't
here's
even keep up with it.
and the if the government tried to cover up and say that it's one of their technology, there is
There's
no
no
way that
way.
would
There's
have been
no
a
way.
drone because that drone would have easily just broken apart trying to go even 100 miles per hour. There's no way. Here's the
So,
thing about the government. They always try to hide everything, and they think that they're the smartest at hiding things, but here's the thing. We're all human. We all see and say the same shit. We all like to lie and all that. The government is not the smartest.
Yeah.
They may say that they are and may think that they are, but they are not.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is crazy that they've tried to cover up a bunch of shit, and that's why we're talking about these topics. And I think they're awesome topics to talk about because it's stuff that like that's the thing. That's the reason I didn't really want to talk about COVID last week because it's I don't want to get into it, but at the same time, I fucking love talking about this shit because it's so controversial. Um, uh, so so we'll talk about the sea next week. I'm gonna look into the Bermuda Triangle because it's creepy. It's so creepy. Just the amount of shit that's happened right there.
No one has
Um,
fully explored that, right?
no, no one
All right.
can. I mean, the amount of phenomena people avoid it. Like planes will avoid that area.
I want to go through it to see if it's real.
Yeah, it's creepy, dude. Just the shit that
Well,
goes on
you
there.
also need to realize people have not lived to say what is on
I want to
that
know
Yeah,
why.
the
island.
amount of plane wrecks. Okay, well, we'll kind of dip into it right now. The amount of plane wrecks and just disappearances in that specific area of the ocean, there's hundreds of cases. There's just full 747s gone. Just
Exactly.
they fly in there and are never seen again. What was that flight? It was a few years ago. It was like a Taiwan plane or something just disappeared, and there was no wreckage found.
Yeah.
This was recent. I think
So
it
is
was
it
like
only when you fly over it? What if you're in
I
a boat and
I
you go over it?
I don't know. Boats have disappeared
Why don't they
too.
get a submarine like the ones they use to fucking go really fucking
Here,
deep and just go check
I
that
would
shit
never
out?
take a submarine in that area. Fuck
Hell
that.
no.
If
my
I would never
planes.
take a submarine. I'm too claustrophobic. Fuck that shit.
my theory, I mean,
Oh
people,
shit.
you guys will probably think I'm crazy for it, but my theory
Oh, one
is
of our
actually
one of our viewers just said hydrate. So yeah, I'll have a drink. My water's over here. So.
okay.
Sorry to
my
interrupt.
my theory is that that island is either being protected by the government or by some unknown entity that we have no clue whatsoever that lives on that island.
Yeah.
Like minerals or technology on that island that we have never seen before.
So it's an island. I thought it was just a location in
No,
the
no, no.
sea.
There's
Like,
three. There's
No,
three. It's between Cuba and you'll have to look. I don't know exactly. I know
it's
Cuba's
between
one.
like
Three different
three.
points,
Yeah,
and it's
it's one big area though,
yeah, huge, and it's creepy how much shit just disappears in that area. It's terrifying.
and no
Um,
one lives to tell the story of what actually goes on there.
yeah, because everyone avoids it now because it's just creepy. There is a what do you call it? A thing in the Bible that talks about Satan owning a specific part of the ocean. A lot of scholars believe that's his little corner of hell. And, so I'll look into it. So next week when we talk about this, I'll have
yeah, I'd
better.
like to know the scripture in the Bible that says that. I've
It's
never heard that.
creepy. Satan will have control of the oceans. It's creepy. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
so, we'll talk about oceans next week. That's gonna be wild. Look forward to that. So, and I enjoy doing the podcast in VR. It's a lot of fun. I do like doing it with the face cams because we are able to see our beautiful faces. So, I don't know if we should alternate or just, I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. But, appreciate everybody watching. Thank you guys for being here. And you stay awesome, stay safe. Again, we just released our brand new website today. So I will link that for you YouTubers, well, everyone on YouTube, and then you guys can watch it. So watch it. Look at the. You'll be able to look at the website. I can't speak English. I'm retarded. I'm sorry. Um, anyway, so we've got the new website. We got a bunch of new shit coming. We're talking about conspiracy theories the next probably 5 episodes. We got a ton of
Yeah.
stuff lined up. So next week we're gonna talk about oceans, um, and I'm excited. Like now that I thought
Oh yeah,
about
me too.
now that I thought about it, I'm like, oh fuck, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think
Just
we'll
me.
do after that, the week after, we'll do JFK because I want to get into JFK and the fucking absolute madness that is. Uh, Jeff is back now, and so yeah. So Jeff,
Welcome
next
back,
week
Jeff.
is he in the
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's in the
Yeah.
call.
Okay.
I'm in.
All right. So Jeff, next week we're gonna be talking about the oceans.
Okay,
I'm gonna cover the Bermuda Triangle, uh,
cool.
conspiracies and shit. It's wild. So,
Yes, sir.
um, I think next week we'll do the podcast in VR as well. I enjoy
Yeah,
it. It's a lot of fun.
it's cool.
It's pretty lit, and this is like the perfect setting for it because
I agree. I agree.
it's
This is
just a
such a good world
small
for it.
little vibe, So, um, this
I
will
would love
be
for the collider of the chair to be toggleable though, because like I don't want to have to worry about accidentally sitting on it. So if you
Yeah,
could
like
add
this.
that, that'd be great.
um, yeah. So I don't have the file for this world anymore because I had to reset my when I put that
Don't worry
hard
about it.
drive in, it wiped all my files. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate everybody being here. This is a great podcast. It's awesome.
Really, really is.
Next week, again, we're talking about oceans and conspiracies about it. So we'll look forward to that. Bring your A game, do a little studying. You don't have to go deep into it. I'm going to because I
Yeah.
love talking about this shit.
I might
So
might look into it some myself too, because I need to know more about the Bermuda Triangle.
it's
Yeah,
creepy, dude. Um, anyway, so I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for watching. Again, if you want to get a hold of us, you can just email us at the jhshowpodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter at the jhshow1. You can follow us on Twitch if you're watching right now on my Twitch. Um, and yeah, so that is all. We've got our new website. I'm gonna link that in the YouTube video so you guys can go check it out. It's gonna be awesome. And for the audio listeners, you can go to the JH Show on YouTube and you'll be able to find all of the info. So, thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. Stay awesome. Stay safe out there. We will see you
guys.
guys next week. Have a good one.
See you later,
Bye
guys.
bye.